Alright, it's time for the quick speed shop. I want to work on my C10 truck, but first I've got a car show and a swap meet to go to. It's way out at South Butler Dragway in the middle of New York State. Let's throw a bunch of junk in my van, head out there. The rain looks like it might hold off. I don't know. It's cold and windy. Let me get the van loaded real fast. We'll go out to the swap meet, see if we can buy or sell anything, see what cars are there. Hopefully I won't get accused of stealing this time like I did the last swap meet. You can go back and watch a video 2 videos ago on that. And yeah, let's hit the road. South Butler Dragway. Oh, there's the rabbit. Hello, rabbit. South Butler Dragway, where we're going, is an old historic track. It's like pretty much drag racing on your driveway, if you can picture that. It's in a cornfield. It's got a grain silo. It's like 10th mile or something like that. And very, very old school, been around since the 60s, and they kind of resurged it a few years ago, and they have car shows and monthly drag racing there. But it's an hour and a half ride for me. That's the sky looking out that way, but it says it's not supposed to rain, or the show is rain or shine. I got weather coming this way looking like, well, it was brighter that way. Anyways, we're gonna go. I think Ted's gonna meet me out there. Taking the boogie van. I'm just taking a few things. Well, it was too windy for me to load and show you guys loading because the wind was 100 miles an hour, but I've got an old oil tank. I had 2 of these, or actually I had 3 of them one time, but I kept the nicer one for me. I'm gonna try to sell this one. Still got the C10 shortening kit, which I opened so they can see it. Got the square body fenders off the step side bed. They'll ride like that. Try to sell them. Still got the wheels that came on the C10, the mid-90s OBS wheels. I'm gonna try to unload them. I got my core 69 GTX bumpers, non-rally dash frame, and I think that's about it. We are ready to go. I made it. It's very chilly out here, but I got the van set up. And we got a little car show going on over here. There's a General Lee Charger over there I got to check out, and some whole bunch of vans. So we got a little swap meet. I got my square body fenders and my wheels and some stuff here with the boogie van. And if you see these guardrails over here, this is the 10th mile drag strip. It starts at the corn bins over there and runs down. We'll go over there and I'll show you the track later. Did a video out here last year, and my buddy Bert's doing a video I think today. But we'll walk around the car show a little bit later after I do a little bit of vending, and we'll go from there. But this place has been around since the 60s, and they used to run way out here. I think it used to be longer originally, but it's basically like drag racing in your driveway. It's kind of crazy. Well, the weather's not cooperating for the swap meet, so we're gonna go and look at some cars real fast. See, I packed up already. I didn't sell nothing. Nobody even asked about nothing. It's a real small turnout here. It's like 55 degrees and windy. But we're gonna go look at this General Lee over here. Look at this thing. Got background music playing, so don't let that bother you. Nice. This is really nice. I love it. I wish they weren't playing music for you guys. I'm going to talk over it so you can, we don't get copyright striked from YouTube, but check it out. Actually, it's going to be too hard to talk over stuff, so I'm going to show you more stuff here at the show, and then I'll just put YouTube music over it. That's what we'll do. buddy Bert's Coop here. Go check out his channel, TCI Man 44. Right here.
Is this an interview?
Yeah. Hi Bert. Told everybody go check out your channel. Do they? Oh, look at that. It's raining out. In the oh, the red trailer in the trees? Man. Oh, I'm trying to film, but they got music playing, so it's not working out real good. I'll give you a shout out though, right there. Boom. I'm going to bounce because it's raining and there's no sales. I'll see you somewhere. Let's take a look at the strip here. You got the corn dryers here, whatever these are, these silos. And this is your drag strip. Here's the burnout pads right here, the concrete. Come under the tower building there. And they set the tree up, but you're looking at it here. It's like 10th mile, I think. This is old school. This place has been around since the 60s, I think. My mom actually used to come up here with a friend in the 60s, and they used to run, but it's basically like drag racing in your driveway is pretty much it. But they run 10th mile drags here all summer long. Old South Butler Dragway, South Butler, New York. There, it's raining. I'm gonna get in my van. I had no sales. I'm gonna get in the van and drive the hour and 40 minutes to get back home. All right, well, I'm back. That was a complete bust. So now I've been teasing it in a whole bunch of videos. I got to get back on the C10 now. It is, what's the date today? The May 18th for you guys in future land. Today's May 18th for me, Sunday. And I want to have at least blue on at least the inside of the cab, but hopefully the whole cab by the end of the month. So it gives me like 2 weeks. I'm going to start sanding on this thing again. I took some time off. Is there a little defect right there? There is. What is that? A little body line defect. Anyways, I got to put this urethane primer from Summit Racing on here. This like high build urethane primer. Going to prime the whole cab again, except for like the back and the inside, which is just an epoxy. And I might not need to do the top. This epoxy's been sitting up for about a month now. I'm going to start sanding it, see if it'll sand and not gum up the paper. If it doesn't, I might just be able to sand that and shoot it. But I want to get this thing ready for paint. It's been so cold and rainy and nasty that I've been really reluctant to work on it and get it ready for paint. But now we're probably in the home stretch. I could prime the cowl vent, but I'm just going to block it again once. And I'm shooting this in this garage right here where you're looking at it, which is obviously going to probably be filthy. This is like not professional painting 101 at all. And I might go buy a new paint gun to make sure I got one of the right size tip to spray paint, like a 1.2 or something. I think I got to watch Kevin Tate's videos more on painting. He's got Paintication. He's got really good tips on there, and he's been doing a series on Derek from Vice Grip Garage's old body style Chevy truck, the black like 454 SS one. I don't think it's a real 454 SS. It might be, but it's got LS in it, so I don't know. Anyways, did a really nice series of videos, so you want to check out Kevin's Paintication channel. But he's got great spray gun tips and stuff and how to spray, and I've never sprayed with an HVLP gun before, like paint-wise, which I have here is like a cheapo Harbor Freight gun. And I was spraying it with primer and stuff, and actually, that's not true. I painted the cab on my Brown 80 Dodge with that HVLP gun, I think it's not that one, maybe that one. Anyways, I had a bunch of orange peel in it because I was spraying too far away, and one of the things I learned from Kevin's video was you got to shoot fast and get up close, like these guns, because they shoot a high volume, low pressure, and most of the material goes on there. You spray real close, like 6 inches off the panel, which I was away, which the farther away you are with that paint gun is going to give you more orange peel. So I'm using, watching his videos to get the technique down, but you want to be like 6 inches away and fast, actually start at the bottom and paint up. A lot of people I see start on the top when they're painting something like this. You want to start at the bottom. So when you get to the top, any overspray is going to go down. It's going to bed in that fresh paint and be absorbed by it. where if you started spraying on the top like this and get down here and you got fog in the air, the top is going to take stuff that's going to get there and you're not going to see it as much as you did on the bottom. He explains it way better than I did, but a lot of people start with a top on a truck or a car, and you want to start low and finish up top. So anyways, Paintucation, go check out Kevin's YouTube channel. Very, very helpful. He's been in the business for lots of years, 30-something years. Very helpful. I've been using his tips to do this. So anyways, it's not going to be, this isn't going to be a show car finish. It's going to be driver, I'm calling it driver plus, because I'm taking the time to do, new panels, do some good body work, and do a little bit of blocking and paint it the best I can. But it's going to be driver quality plus. I've never wet sanded or buffed any car. I'm hoping to spray it flat enough where I don't need to do that, but maybe we'll have to wet sand it a little. I'm not sure. It's going to be single stage urethane, so we'll see. Anyways, that's what I want to work on. I want to get the blue, the Hawaiian blue on this thing. So once the paint is on the interior and the exterior of the cab, then we can go full bore in the reassembly, put the whole drivetrain in, wiring harness, interior. I'll work on the body work. Then the truck can be moved in and out of here as we work on it. We'll prime and paint the doors, hang the doors, get the cab and everything going. At that point, it could be fired up, put the fuel tank back in it, fire it up, get it driving, and then work on the front clip and the box and stuff. Speaking of the box, you saw I had fenders laid out there. I took the square body fenders off the square body box I bought that I'm going to retrofit to put on this truck. Let's go outside on the parts truck and take a look at that. Here's the parts truck out here, and this is the box I bought. I bought this a while ago off Facebook. It's I think like an 85. So I pulled the fenders off and the running boards and the brackets and the taillights, and I took them to the swap meet, and since it got rained out, obviously nobody bought them. But now we can take a look at the box. The box is in very good shape. It's got one little spot here that's punky, but it was behind the running board and got water trapped in behind here. So I need to cut this out and fix this. But the fenders are different, obviously, square body to 67 to 72, and all the bolt holes need to be redone. I believe the 67 to 72 fenders, I think, come back here farther, but then they end up shorter in the front. So I'm gonna have to weld all these holes up. I ended up buying this box because I couldn't find a 67 to 72 that wasn't junk. And you can buy all the panels reproduction, but it would have been like, I don't know, almost $2,000, I think, at the time, to buy the fenders, the tailgate, the bed sides, the bed rails. The floor is horrendously expensive. I'm going to do something else with that. But anyways, I've got to do a little bit of work on this. I think it needs to be, this needs to be extended down here and extend up a stake pocket for the earlier side, but we got good bones to work with here. I'm going to not put a hardwood floor in it. I'll probably make it out of Trex or something like that, because the hardwood kits are horrendously expensive, like over $1,000, and I don't need that. It's going to be like a driver plus work truck-ish, so I don't need, a fancy oak floor. I'll put something else in it. On this side, you can see factory black primer. This side didn't rust at all, so a little bit of work required, but I've got the fenders off it. But oh, that's right, this side is rotted. On this side, it got rusty down behind the wood on the one side and got punky and rotted. It looks like they spot weld to the angle pieces that the floor bolts to here, and you can see it's a little punky. I don't know if you can buy those pieces, or I might have to cut that off and make it out of angle iron or something like that. Overall, this bed is pretty decent shape. The stake pockets and everything is good, and we'll clean it up. I probably would have been time-wise ahead to buy new box sides and assemble my own, and a front panel and a tailgate, and assemble my own box. But like I said, it was so much money to buy the panels. I'm so far underwater with this truck and the parts truck and bits and pieces from a third truck. Like, I'm way underwater dollar-wise already on this whole project, that I'm gonna just fix this box up, and most of it is hidden by the fenders, so it's not gonna be a whole lot of body work. And on the inside, I'm gonna use Herculiner bed liner material. I'm gonna leave the blue, probably like, I don't know, probably leave the blue from like this body line up all the way around, but then from here down will be Herculiner, because I want to use this truck, you know, to go to a swap meet or throw stuff in the back. If I just paint it like this, like factory, the second something hits it, it's scratched, it's got a dent, or whatever. So it's going to be Herculiner from here down to protect it. The tailgate will be painted and louvered, so that probably won't get Herculiner just because of the louvers. Maybe I will, I don't know. But it'll save on paint. I won't need to paint the whole inside of the box. I'll just Herculiner it. So it'll be, you'll see blue around the edge and then black on the inside, and then we'll put some kind of floor in it. On the inside here, I'll probably Herculiner everything instead of this like undercoating or whatever's in here. It'll be Herculiner on there, and that keeps stone chips away. And I'll probably Herculine the inside of the fenders. That way the tires don't throw stone chips and star the fenders, which you'll get a star if it throws a stone bang into the metal, and then it puts a dent in the fender. I've done this trick before, used the Herculiner bed liner material on my 30s cars that have big fenders, my Studebaker truck and stuff. You put it on there, and then it makes a rubberized coating that when stones come flying off it, they hit the Herculiner and they don't dent the fender. You don't see it on the outside and create a star. So I will do that here. So there won't be a whole lot of paint going on the box, so it'll be mostly Herculiner. Not running any taillights mounted to these. I'm not going to weld the holes up. I'll probably just put some bolts in them like this here. I'll just thread some bolts in them, just paint the whole thing, because it's going to get 41 to 48 Chevy car taillights Frenched into the panel here. Like that's what my dad did. This is actually panel is one layer, so you just cut it out and bolt the light right there. And he left the stock, his truck was a 72. He left the stock 72 big reverse lights hanging off here, which I think looks a little gaudy. So I'm going to just put the tail lights in it, and I'm not going to run reverse lights on this truck. I'll just have the tail lights. Actually, I could get white LEDs. They make little trailer light LEDs, and I could drill them, and they're like a little grommet, and I could either like inset them here, or I could inset them here next to the tail light. If I wanted a reverse light, I don't think it's really necessary to have a reverse light on there. I don't know. I'll figure that out when I get there, but that is the status of the box. Getting ready to go. We'll do the box last. I want to get the truck, like I said, painted, switch all the drivetrain to harness, the interior. I'm going to reupholster the stock bench seat with a bright blue cover. We'll put the door panels on. Basically, you can build these trucks, since the fuel tank's in the cab, you can put the whole front of the truck together and have it running and driving without the box on it. You know, well, I guess you can do that with any truck, but you know, it'll be all self-contained, and then we can work on the box. And then we still need to lower the truck. I've got the chassis that's under the truck in the garage has been restored before I bought it with all stock height springs and stuff. I still have a CPP lowering kit that we need to put on once the engine's in, so I can use the weight of the truck to hold the suspension so I can take it apart. We're going to put a 4-inch drop in the front. I think it's 4.5 inch. I think it's 2-inch drop spindles, and then, or 2.5-inch drop spindles and 2-inch drop springs. And then the rear, I think, gets like 5-inch drop springs and adjustable track bar. And then I also have new brakes that came with the kit, but the frame in the garage has new brakes on it, so I'll have some extra parts left over I can sell. But anyways, we're going to drop the truck, and well, there'll be a lot going on here, but I'm just trying to get over the hurdle of sanding primer and getting the truck painted. It's kind of like stalled me mentally on the project, and I've got to get over that. And I was getting over it yesterday when it was 80 degrees out. I'm like, yeah, I can start working on stuff again. And then today it was rainy and 55 degrees. Not very motivating. All right, back in the garage here. This I was talking about, this truck chassis was restored when I bought this truck. Somebody had already done the frame, all brand new, but unfortunately it's got brand new shocks, brand new springs, brand new brakes. It's a disc brake truck, power steering disc brake truck. So unfortunately the stock brand new shock absorbers got to come off because I got lowered shocks, I got lowered springs, so I'll have some parts to sell. It's got brand new rotors and calipers on it, and my kit I bought comes with rotors and calipers, so I'll probably just leave all this together like this, and I'll just sell the new stuff, resell the new stuff. And I have a Western chassis frame shortening kit, because the truck outside I originally started with, I was going to shorten the chassis on that from long box to short box. So that's a $400 kit, brand new in the box. I'm trying to sell. You see right now how the A-arms are all swooped down with no weight in this. The springs are, you know, all the way out. So I'm going to wait to put the engine in. I was reading the options on the serial number, and this was originally a V8 truck, and it was standard shift 3 on the tree, so it didn't say, I don't know what size engine it was in it, but it was a V8 truck originally. So the parts truck is manual steering, which I kind of like because it's very simple, and it steers like 50 turns lock to lock, which is kind of fun. You're like, look like you're driving a race car trying to just like make a simple turn. But this has already got the power steering box on it, so it probably makes sense to have power steering. And I'm just going to run the 6-cylinder 3 on the tree out of the parts truck in this for a little while. And coming up in the future, my dad's 37 Buick Street Rod has a 400 small block Chevy in it. That engine's coming out because it runs too hot in that car for a number of reasons, and it's going to get refreshed a little bit. I'm thinking about putting a 400 small block, boom, right into this truck with a 5-speed. This truck would be pretty rowdy with a 400 small block in it. So I think we're going to go from a 6 back to an 8. And I don't know if these motor mounts need to change back and forth, but I've got this. Now I know that this truck was a V8. Originally, obviously, I bought it without any engine in it, so I wasn't sure. But I know that's a V8 truck now, so I don't know if these mounts are V8 mounts and if the 6-cylinder mounts are different. You know, this physical part or the rubber is different just on the mounts. I don't know. But anyways, I'll be able to put a 6-cylinder in this either way, and then I'll be able to put a V8 back into it later on. And you're saying, why don't you just put the V8 in it now? I could, but I don't have all the pieces. Like I have the 5-speed and I have, which is a hydraulic. No, was it a hydraulic one? No, I could use the 3 on the tree bell housing. Let's think about this with the T5. But I'm also taking the 4-speed out of the 40 Mercury. That's got a T10 in it, which my dad's truck had originally. So I could put the 4-speed behind the 400. I don't know. I'm just not ready to do all that now. And the 6-cylinder, the 3 on the tree is completely functional and can just go out, cunk, cunk, and go right in. So that's what I'm going to do. So you're probably thinking, why don't I just put the small block in it right away? Because that would make sense since the truck is already part. And I agree with you, it would, but I'm buying an engine to put in the Buick on Power Tour. We're going to stop at Summit Racing and pick up a 350 from them, a Blueprint 350. But I'm not ready to have 2 things apart and change the engine. Like, I would like to have this functional driving get out of the way before I bring the Buick in to work on that. And if everything, you know, if the Buick I change the engine, I think it makes more sense just to dump the 6-cylinder and a 3 on the tree on this and drive it for like a year, get it all shook down and stuff. And then I can be working on the Buick at my leisure, swap motors and that. And then I also, if I use the 4-speed out of the Mercury, I don't have time to take that out right now. I want to take that out, get that out, put together, you know, go through the 400. And I think it's using a little bit of oil and stuff, like regasket. It's got, I don't know, 35,000 miles on it. Do some monkeying around with that, see what it needs. It needs a flywheel and stuff, which I don't have for it now. I think it'd be better just to stick with what I'm doing, drop in the 6-cylinder that runs and drives like, you know, at a drop of a hat. It's very easy to work on these trucks. They got a ton of room under the hood. We can change the engine real easy later on and just get it running, get it painted, get it together, get it running and driving, then go on to something else, then come circle back around next year and pull out the 6 and put in the V8. I think that would make more sense, like strategery-wise for me. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get the sanding again, back on sanding. So we're going to wrap up this video. It was a bust at the swap meet and the car show, but now we're invigorated, I guess, to work on this and get it done because I want to see it blue. I'm tired of gray. I want to see it blue. So let's do that. Thanks for watching. Bam. We'll see you next time. Back on the C10. I got to get it painted. Tell me if you're excited to see it painted. I am. I'm not excited to get it ready for paint or paint it, but I want to see it blue. I got to get it done. I'll see you next time at the Quick Speed Shop.